Hello dear students, in previous video we learned two important phenomena of light. They are nothing but refraction of light and reflection of light. We know that reflection of light is nothing but when a ray of light incident on the surface, a part of the light is turned back to the same medium. Then that type of phenomena of light is called as reflection of light. And also we learned about refraction of light. Refraction of light is nothing but it is a phenomena of bending of light when a ray of light travel from one medium to another medium. Now in today's class we are going to discuss another phenomena of light, that is total internal reflection. Total internal reflection. To get the idea about the total internal reflection, we should know about both the phenomena of light, that is both the reflection and refraction of light. Now let us see what do you mean by total internal reflection. Now I am going to take one interface. We know that interface is nothing but it is the surface or it is the line which separates the two medium. Then it is called as an interface. So I am here going to take two mediums. So this is the line. Now I am going to take two mediums. The medium which is above this interface, that one I am going to take a rarer medium. So this medium I am going to take a rarer medium. And below this interface, that medium I am going to taking as a denser medium. Denser medium. Now I am taking one object and keeping that object in the denser medium. So I am keeping the object in the denser medium. So that object I am naming it as O. Now I am going to draw on a normal to this interface. I am going to draw on a normal to this interface. Normal is a line which is perpendicular to the interface. Okay. So this one is this object is a luminous object. Luminous object means this object which produces light. That means there are so many rays of light coming out from this object. Out of this so many light rays, I am taking one light ray and that light ray I am going to incident normally on this surface. So I am now incidenting one light ray from this object normally to this surface. Normally to this surface. So this is the incident light ray. And when it travels from one medium to another medium, then the refracted ray is this one. But we know that suppose that angle of incidence is equal to 0, I is equal to 0, then angle of refraction also 0. Why angle of refraction also 0 here? Because I am taking one light ray and incidenting that light ray normally to the surface, so that there is no refraction of light takes place here, so that angle of refraction is 0, because here angle of incidence also 0. So that is the first light ray I am going to incident. So that is OA, first light ray. And now I am going to take another light ray incidenting on this surface. So this is the another light ray. That light ray which is coming out from this object from the denser medium. When it travels from denser to rarer medium, we know that the light ray will bends away from the normal. So now I am going to draw one normal. We know that because of normal we will get the angle of incidence and angle of refraction. Now the angle between the incident ray and the normal, that one taking as I. When the ray of light travel from denser to rarer medium, it will bend away from the normal. It will bend away from the normal like this. Now the angle between the normal and the refracted ray, that one I am taking as R. So this is the another ray of light which is coming out from the luminous object. That ray of light I am taking as OB. Okay. Now I am going to take another ray of light which is coming out from this object. Now the angle of incidence is increased. Now the angle of incidence is increased. That means compared to the OB, the incident ray OB, the another ray, that one I am taking as OC, has the angle more. Okay. Now again I am drawing one normal. Now the angle between the incident ray and the normal, that one I am taking as I. If the angle of incidence is increased, then angle of refraction also increases. So again it will bend away from the normal. When the ray of light travels from one medium to another medium, here it travels from denser to rarer, so that it will bend away from the normal. So this is the refracted ray, and the angle between the normal and the refracted ray is taking as R. That is the another ray of light. So like that, if I increase the angle of incidence, then angle of refraction also increases. For example, now I am going to take another ray of light like this. Another ray of light, that one I am taking as OD. This is the incident ray. Now I am drawing one normal. Now if you observe here, the angle of incidence is further increased in this case. Now the angle between the incident ray and the normal I am taking as I. In this particular angle, I will observe that the refracted ray which is just grazes the surface of the separation of the medium. That means in this particular angle of incidence, the ray of light which is just grazes the interface, Okay, so this is the refracted ray in this case, because we know that if we goes on increase the angle of incidence, the angle of refraction also increases. So finally it just grazes the interface. In this case, if you observe the angle of refraction, that is 90 degree. In this case, angle of refraction is 90 degree. That is R is equal to 90 degree. This particular angle is called as a critical angle. This is very important. Critical angle. So critical angle is nothing but when a ray of light, travels from denser into rarer medium. So when ray of light travels from denser into rarer medium, so the angle of incidence in the denser medium, for which the angle of refraction is 90 degree. Refraction is 90 degree. So that is called as a critical angle. So that is called as critical angle for a given pair of medium and for a given color of light, or for a given wavelength of light. So that is called as a critical angle. So critical angle is nothing but when a ray of light travels from denser into rarer medium, the angle of incidence in the denser medium, for which the angle of refraction is 90 degree for a given pair of medium and for a given wavelength of light. That is called as a critical angle. Very important definition. Now let us see what will be the further condition in this. Suppose that again if I increase the angle of incidence, that means now I am going to take another ray of light. That means further again I increase the angle of incidence. Now I am taking normal here. This is the normal. So now the angle of incidence. So this angle is nothing but, now I know that this angle is a critical angle. Now I again incidenting light, but that angle of incidence is greater than now critical angle. Now this angle is greater than critical angle. So this angle of incidence is greater than critical angle. Then there is no any refraction of light takes place. When the angle of incidence is greater than critical angle, then there is no any refraction of light takes place. Then the incident ray totally reflect back to the same medium like this. It will totally reflects back to the same medium. And now this angle between the normal and reflected ray, that one I am taking as R. This is R. So this R is nothing but angle between the normal and reflected ray. Now you will observe the reflection of light. In this condition, you will not observe any refraction of light. That means if the angle of incidence is greater than critical angle, then the incident ray totally reflect back to the same medium. Same medium means it will again reflect back to the denser medium. Then that phenomena of light is called as total internal reflection. So total internal reflection is nothing but when a ray of light incident from denser to rarer medium. When a ray of light incidents from denser to rarer medium, the angle of incidence in the denser medium, angle of incidence in the denser medium greater than that of the critical angle. If the angle of incidence in the denser medium is greater than that of the critical angle, then incident ray totally reflects back to the same medium. Same medium means it will again reflect back to the denser medium. That phenomena of light is called as total internal reflection. So now we'll write the definition of total internal reflection. Total internal reflection is nothing but when ray of light travels from denser into rarer medium. When a ray of light travels from denser into rarer medium, if angle of incidence is greater than critical angle, then incident ray totally reflects back to the denser medium. Then that phenomena of light is called as a total internal reflection. When the ray of light travels from denser into rarer medium, if angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, then incident ray totally reflects back to the denser medium. So from the beginning you will observe that first you are incidenting light normally, then there is no any refraction of light takes place. In second case, when you incident a ray of light with a particular angle, in this case the angle of incidence is less than critical angle, then it will bends away from the refracted ray, bends away from the normal. In a third case also, further if you increase the angle of incidence, but still it is less than critical angle, then refracted ray bends away from the normal. In a third case, you will observe that the incident ray, that is OD, in this case, that when you increase the angle of incidence, then the refracted ray just grazes the interface or surface of the separation of the medium. Then angle of refraction is 90 degree. Then that angle is called as critical angle. After that, if you further increase the angle of incidence, that means angle of incidence is greater than critical angle, then the incident ray totally reflects back to the denser medium. That phenomena of light is called as a total internal reflection. Here you observe the total internal reflection. To observe the total internal reflection, there are two main conditions are required. The first condition is that the ray of light must be travel from denser to rarer medium. If you incident ray of light from rarer to denser medium, you will not observe the total internal reflection. To observe the total internal reflection, the light must be travel from the light ray must be travel from denser to the rarer medium. So that is the first condition of a total internal reflection. The light must be travel from denser to rarer medium. So that is the one condition. The another condition for total internal reflection is the angle of incidence must be greater than critical angle. The angle of incidence must be greater than critical angle, then we will observe the total internal reflection. That is the second condition. Angle of incidence must be greater than critical angle. And here, after reflection, this ray of light will obey the laws of reflection. Okay. So that is about the two main conditions for the total internal reflection. Dear students, we already know the meaning of a critical angle and a refractive index of the medium. Now let us see what is the relation between the critical angle and a refractive index of the medium. Now first I am going to consider one interface here. I am going to consider one interface. Interface is nothing but it is the line or surface which separates the two medium. Now I am going to take here two medium. The medium which is above the interface I am going to take rarer medium. This one is the rarer medium. Now the medium which is below the interface I am going to take denser medium. Now I am going to take the refractive index of the denser medium as N1 and refractive index of the rarer medium as N2. So here N1 be the refractive index of denser medium. N1 be the refractive index of denser medium. And N2 be the refractive index of rarer medium. We know that when the ray of light travels from one medium to another medium, then it will change its path. Now I am going to incident a ray of light from denser medium. Now I am going to incident a ray of light from denser medium. And now I am drawing one normal to get the angle of incidence and angle of refraction. Now the angle between the incident ray and normal I am taking as angle of incidence. Now when the incident ray enters to the rarer medium, then it will just grazes the interface. Just grazes the interface or just grazes the surface of the separation of the medium. Then angle of refraction is 90 degree. Then angle of refraction is 90 degree. We know that for a given angle of incidence in the denser medium, the angle of refraction is 90 degree here. Then that angle of incidence is called as a critical angle. So then I can write I is equal to C. So angle of incidence in the denser medium for which the angle of refraction is 90 degree, then that angle of incidence is called as a critical angle. Then I can write I is equal to C. We know that from laws of refraction we got Snell's law. We got one relation in Snell's law. From Snell's law I can write N1 sin I is equal to N2 sin R. Here N1 is nothing but refractive index of the denser medium and I is nothing but angle of incidence. And N2 is the refractive index of the rarer medium. R is nothing but angle of refraction. But here in this case I is equal to C. Angle of incidence is equal to critical angle and R angle of refraction is 90 degree. If I substitute here, I will get N1 sin I is nothing but C is equal to N2 sin R is 90 degree. You know that sin 90 is equal to 1. Then I will get N1 sin C is equal to N2 because sin 90 is equal to 1. And after rearranging, I will get sin C is equal to N2 divided by N1. And C is equal to, that is C is nothing but a critical angle. Critical angle. C is equal to sine inverse of N2 divided by N1. N2 divided by N1. Okay. Suppose that if you assume that this rarer medium is a vacuum or air medium. Suppose that if we assume that this rarer medium is a vacuum or air. Then for vacuum and air, we know that the refractive index value is, so here for rarer medium, refractive index I am taking as N2. If I take it as a vacuum or air, then its value is N2 is equal to 1. For vacuum and air, refractive index value is 1. And suppose that if I take denser medium, refractive index of denser medium as N. Okay. Suppose that if N2 is equal to N. Refractive index of denser medium N2 is equal to N. If I take, then this equation I can write. Then I can write C is equal to sine inverse of N2 is equal to 1. N2 is equal to 1 and N1, sorry, it is not N2, N1. Suppose that if refractive index of denser medium, that is N1 is equal to N, then I can write N1 is equal to N. N1 is equal to N. So this is the relation between critical angle and refractive index of the medium. From this equation, you can observe that if the refractive index increases, the value of refractive index of the medium increases, then the value of critical angle decreases. Now we will see this by one example. We know that if I take two mediums, suppose that if I take two mediums, that is glass medium and air medium. We know that refractive index of glass medium with respect to air medium is 1.5. See here, refractive index of glass medium with respect to air medium. That is I am writing as NGA. This is the example. just an example how it is interrelated. To observe how it is interrelated, I am giving one example here. So refractive index of glass medium with respect to air medium, that is 1.5 value. That one I can write 3 by 2. 3 by 2. Okay. So if I substitute in this equation, I can write C is equal to this equation. I can write now sine inverse of 1 by NGA. NGA. C is equal to sine inverse of NGA is nothing but 3 by 2. 3 by 2. 1 divided by 3 by 2. Or I can write C is equal to sine inverse of 2 by 3. Sine inverse of 2 by 3. So if you calculate this one, you will get some 42 degree. 42 degree angle you will get. So this is the critical angle. So for refractive index of a glass with respect to air. Now suppose that if I take refractive index of water with respect to air, there is another example I am going to take here. NWA. So this is the refractive index of is the second example, example 2. Refractive index of water with respect to air. Its value is 1.33. 1.33. So 1.33 I can write 4 by 3. If I substitute here in this equation, I will get C is equal to sine inverse. I can write 1 divided by NWA, that is 4 by 3. 4 by 3. And if I solve, C is equal to sine inverse of 3 by 4. 3 by 4. On rearranging I will get 3 by 4. Sine inverse of 3 by 4. If you calculate, you will get the critical angle C is equal to some 49 degree you will get. 49 degrees something you will get. So from these two examples, you can write that, you can understand that. See here, if the refractive index is 1.5, then critical angle is 42 degree. Here critical angle is more, here refractive index is more, then critical angle is less. Here, in this case, the refractive index is less compared to here. Here 1.5, here 1.3. Here it is refractive index is less, then the critical angle is more. Critical angle is more. But in this case, critical angle is less. So from this equation, I can tell that if the refractive index of the medium is more, then the critical angle will be less. That is about the relation between the critical angle and refractive index of the medium.